Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. So I try to create content around career, business, digital, lifestyle basically. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing 10 jobs that you can do from the comfort of your house, from the comfort of your co-working space, or the comfort of your couch. Let's just put it that way. So if you're very much interested in watching this video, so keep on watching. So guys, don't forget to subscribe. Just click on the red button down below. It's absolutely free. So guys, please subscribe and please turn on the notification bell. Guys, just turn on the notification bell and then let's do it. So I get people ask me a lot, and even when I get to train people, whether organizations, businesses, and even individuals as well. So a lot of people will be like, there's a lot of trends, new jobs are coming up, which is true, and then a lot of jobs are going out of extinction, which is true, and then the interesting thing is new jobs are popping up, and there are jobs that you can do whether you currently have a 9 to 5 or you don't have a 9 to 5, maybe you're a business owner. So there are jobs that are kind of like flexible. They just require you to put in some certain number of hours and you're good to go. Some of them, the pay ranges from low to very high, obviously, but the pay, depending on the company, depending on the individuals that you're working with, would definitely determine the kind of pay that you get from it. But relatively, it's very good, like side hustle kind of thing. So I'm going to be sharing 10 with us today, and then if you want me to also share maybe skills that you need, I'll still try to chip it in when I talk about the different types of job. But if you also want me to talk about other skills that you're going to be needing from it, so tip number one or job number one is content writing. So content writing is very important. Content, like we always say, could be in terms of pictures, in terms of videos, in terms of text. Basically, content has to do with you creating visuals that typically represent what a brand, whether it's your personal brand, whether it's an individual brand, or even a company's brand. So the content must be in line with what the person or the organization stands for. You should also be in line with your values and things like that. So content marketing, content writing is like a big deal now, like a big deal. So if you are a very creative person, you have interest in doing that, you can always approach companies, you can always approach individuals to help them. And one of the things I like to recommend is you can also try to do that personally as well. So try to create content around industries that you are very passionate about. So for example, you are maybe you're a health practitioner, for example, and you're really very passionate about public health or things like that, and you intend to probably run a business around that, or maybe you've even started that. So you can start creating an awareness kind of content, or enlightening people about things that you're really very passionate about. I usually say it a lot that you get to see on people's social media platforms, most especially, they just get to talk about random things. You just put jokes and that's it. But you should also, I'm not trying to say that putting out jokes is not good. I do that maybe once in a while, but most interesting thing is these platforms, you could use it to be able to create to really showcase things that you are really very passionate about, basically. So for me personally, most times on my social media handle, I create content around my faith. I create content around my maybe career tips, career advice. I create content around digital stuff, and also business as well. So typically, those are the things that you really see me create content around. But this is personally now, but company-wise, for you to be able to approach a company, you need to be able to understand what they do, their objectives, their core values, what they stand for, and things like that, for you to be able to create content right for them. So, like I said, the pay is dependent on the individuals or the organization that you're working with. So, content writing can be a full-time role, also. Yes, it can be, and then it can be a side thing that you do from home. And when I say from home, it doesn't mean that it's not a 9 to 5. It can still be a 9 to 5, but you typically don't have to resume somewhere. To an office. So content writing is one thing that you might want to develop skills, and if you already have skills, then you can want to check out Optician. You can check them out on LinkedIn. You might want to check them out on their social media handle, their website as well, and then you can also reach out to them and just tell them, I observed your content online is not very consistent. This is what I can offer to you. This is the ROI and stuff like that. So that's job. So job number 2 is social media consultant or social media manager. So this role basically involves you as the the ear of the company basically. So you're in charge of brand awareness, basically publicity about things that your company is doing or things like that. So these are jobs that you can do from the comfort of your home, and then it can also be a 9 to 5 for you as well. So for you to do this, you must be very conversant with various social media platforms. You should also know how to also be strategic about posting this content, because remember that you have to always have the reputation of the company at hand all the time. So you want to ensure that the colors, the themes, the hashtags that you use are things that align with what the company reputation is all about. So it's a very creative role, but it's also a very sensitive role as well, because we know some brands that they put out some content that it was really bad for the company. It did not represent them well at all, and their target audience didn't take it like we are. Also, you want to be very careful, yet be so creative as well. So this is job 2. So job number 3 is a virtual assistant. Virtual assistant is gradually increasing in numbers. A lot of individuals, a lot of brands are looking into hiring virtual assistants. So it's one thing that you might want to look into. Basically, the role involves a lot of maybe social media management, involves a lot of scheduling of meetings, many secretarial works basically, but of course in a well organized manner. So email management rather, SMS, making phone calls on behalf of the person or on behalf of the company as well. I know some couple of virtual assistants, and currently a friend of mine just got a virtual assistant role with a company. They are a logistics company, so she still does it in the comfort of the house, or sometimes she does it comfort on where she is. Basically what she just does is to ensure that people that make orders, she's the one that takes up the calls, connect them with a rider that can bring their stuff to the comfort of their houses and things like that, payments and things like that. So just basic secretarial duties basically, but this one is literally online, maybe phone calls, social media, website, just typical things. So this role is very, very, very good, and it's very much increasing, because people don't want to just hire secretaries that just sit in the office and then they're not really having so much to do, but rather they want people that can work from the comfort of their homes. That way the business is actually saving a lot of money. There's one of the online business coach that I follow, and she talked about Temi Ajibewa, and she talked about the fact that she has a virtual assistant that helps her with her schedules, her videos and things like that. For me, I don't have a virtual assistant for now, but it's something that I'm already working towards to be able to get a virtual assistant. So virtual assistant is something that Of course, the skills that you're going to need is you need to be able to pay attention to details. You have to be a very organized person, because your work involves a lot of organizing, a lot of planning, a lot of reminders. You need to be able to use simple apps properly, your Google calendars, Trello boards and things like that. So these are, but all in all, it's a very cool role to do, and you might want to check it out. So number 4 is blogging. Blogging, you can do that from the comfort of your home. Basically, you earn money in various ways. You earn money via Google AdSense. You earn money when you can help to publish, to advertise products and services on behalf of companies or organizations. You can also have spaces where you advertise basically. So those are some of the ways that you earn money by blogging. But of course, for you to blog, you need to be able to have a niche that you're focused on, so that you'll be able to have a target audience that you also focus on as well. There are a lot of popular blog sites. We have TechPoint, of course, the great content around technology, startups. Same thing with Techaba. That's kind of content that they create. On food, we have different bloggers that do that. On business, we have bloggers that do that as well. So it's a very nice job to do, because a lot of information that we depend on when you go on Google, it's bloggers that actually write this content that has helped you so far. Maybe you're searching for something about phones, for example. We have bloggers that majorly review gadgets, review phones and things like that, such that when you want to maybe you want to purchase it, for example, you just go online and check it out, and then you have the specifications, the amount and things like that for you to be able to do. So blogging is a very good side thing. And of course, like I said, you can always do it while you do your 9 to 5 as well. I personally have a blog. I blog at Bisierin.com. You can always check it out if you want to. So number 5 is a YouTuber. Yeah, so a YouTuber, you can do this comfort of your home, but of course you need to be able to have a niche. For example, for example, is always centered around career and business, basically helping people to be able to make right career decisions, helping people to be able to make right business decisions as well. So typically that's what my channel is really about. So we also have very popular YouTubers. Do they make money? Yes, we make money off YouTube via YouTube AdSense, and of course advertising products and services as well. And of course you can do it. It's kind of like very flexible, but of course you need to be very creative as well. I know that I do sometimes I do vlogs as well, just taking you around what my typical day looks like, or maybe I'm attending an event and I really want you guys to learn one or two things as well. So YouTubing is it's a very nice side hustle, and I also know people that do it like that's what they do like full time, and just turning out interesting content. I'm a YouTuber myself, and I know a lot of YouTubers that I'm really subscribed to. So it might be one thing that you want to really look at if you're not camera shy. So another tip is translator. So this is mainly for maybe international companies, and then maybe some few companies as well. So majorly it means that you should have a skill, a language that you're very conversant with. So probably maybe you're translating things from maybe French to English, or Yoruba, or Spanish, or Hausa, or things like that. So a lot of companies are actually looking for that, and not just in terms of text, but in terms of videos as well. Your ability to be able to translate scripts or documents into another language, basically. So this is a very cool opportunity if you have flair for language as much as possible. I, for example, don't I've not tried to get a role in that. Well, you cannot do everything actually. But I think I just speak English. I speak Yoruba. But even my Yoruba, I'm not so good in writing, so I obviously cannot translate anything, or I'm just learning Spanish and then French, and I'm still at the beginner's level. So of course you need to have gotten to either intermediate level for you to be about translating anything. So Job number 8 is transcription. So you transcribing a particular audio or a particular video into text. This job is, I would say, is not stressful per se, but I would say it involves a lot of time. Over and over, you get used to it. I know some couple of times that I tried to transcribe some audios or videos into text. Man, serious work. But some people are very good. Interesting thing is there are now some apps that can help you as well, but the apps too, it has to be the person, maybe it's an audio, the person has to be able to speak like correct English in quotes. Okay, the reason I say so is because such apps mainly might not be able to transcribe maybe a Yoruba to English or things like that. Maybe you might want to be able to do that, and even the English itself, depending on the person that is in the video or the audio they are trying to transcribe, But I know there's some apps now that really want to do that, so you might want to help individuals and organizations to get money. So number 9 job is online tutor. Of course, you definitely have to have a niche. You have to have a subject in mind that you're very competent in and you want to teach people. So mainly it could be online. Majority of these jobs that I'm sharing is actually online, although there's some that there's also the offline version of it as well. So you as an online tutor, you can do this in different platforms. You can do this on Skillshare, you can do this on Udemy, you can do this on Teachable as well. So you basically create content that people pay for. So we know all these online courses, the Udacity and things like that. It's actually people that created this courses and tutors that created. So if you're very competent in a particular topic, you might look into creating this content, and then people get to see, to learn this content basically. So this is one thing that you can do in the comfort of your home as well, or as a side hustle. So my final job is a web developer. So a web developer is like in huge demand right now. You don't have to be a pro, but of course you have to be able to have basic understanding of web design, basic understanding of basic code, HTML and stuff like that. And of course you must be also open to be teachable, because no man is an island. You have to constantly upgrade your skills. So also ensure that your prices is very reasonable. I know some web developers that their prices are just not reasonable for organizations or individuals to purchase, but you also want to be creative as well. So guys, I hope that you learned a thing or two. I hope that you'll be able to pin down some jobs that I mentioned. There are other ones as well. There's graphic designer, there's video editor. There are different other jobs as well, but I just decided to pick this 10 so that this video is already looking very long, but so that it's not too long as much as possible. So just tell me in the comment section if you have anyone that you've started, if you've done anyone in the past. Just let me know in the comment section. So guys, thank you so much for watching, guys. So and I'm gonna see you in my next video.